Hi. If you have a device with you and you look at your email, if you have pre-registered for this class, you should have an email from Qstream in your list. And some of you might have looked at it and said spam and put it right into your trash. But it's not spam. I sent it to you, and so you can sort of see how Qstream works. I'm going to show you how you set something up in the platform, but how you use it is where the power is. Qstream is an application that allows you to do spaced repetition of your content after the program happens, and how that spacing and that repetition can be as much or as little as you want, and as frequently or infrequently as you want. A lot of cognitive neuroscience talks, I hear a lot of this mnemonic of 2-2-2. I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but after you have an educational interaction, you repeat and do some trigger with that content 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months afterwards, and that increases the likelihood of things being moved into long-term retention. And Qstream helps with that. Qstream doesn't have a lot of rules around 2-2-2 or anything else, and so you can set up your frequency of repetition as much as you want. What I'm going to show you and what you got assigned is a subset of questions that I use for participants who come to our preceptor workshop. So we run a workshop in the nursing patient care operations division 4 or 5 times a year for people who are going to be doing on-the-job education and training for new clinical staff. And many of the people who come to that class are very novice in the education role, and so we want to make sure that some of the content is reinforced after the class. And so that's what this is used for. And so I just pushed out, I think, 4 questions to you. Like, you know, these were just like, what can I throw in here really fast for this presentation? So don't fight with me about the questions and the answers. That was a joke. You can laugh. It's all right. The Qstream site is super, super easy to use. It has this little wizard across the top where it lets you just add question, preview, enroll. I mean, I don't know how they could make it any easier than it is. And you basically just start typing. And so I'm just going to go to one of the questions. So I have to do this fast. You can do all kinds of labeling and hashtag, but I don't do that. So I just go jump into the question. It has a pretty good formatting toolbar there. You can incorporate video, images, sound if you want to. For this workshop, I don't really need that, but I can imagine other circumstances that would be very helpful. And then you go ahead and put in your questions. You can make multiple tests. You can make true and false. You can make choose an option. You can rank ordering. There's a variety of different things you can do here. And then what's really helpful is at the bottom, it gives you a section to type in your explanation, because the boosting of knowledge is really not useful if you're not explaining to people why the answer is right and why the answer is wrong. Because with Qstream, it's not like a live education session where you have opportunity for feedback. Qstream is very asynchronous, and it's me sitting on the green line on my way home going, I have to answer my questions. Points get it, so you need to have some feedback. Points get assigned to this. I'm not a big fan of point charts on my fridge so I can, earn, $5 or something. So I'm not a big fan of the points, or so I thought. Last year, I was a recipient of a Qstream around some content that got assigned points to it. And after I would be really fast like a bunny to get on there and answer my questions. And I was really wanted to get them right because I was watching the points and how many points I had and comparing my points to the points that Dr. Finkelstein had. And I wanted to beat him, and I did not. I did not beat him. But it turns out that the points for me personally turned out to be more important than what I thought they were. So sort of fun. You then, it gives you all kinds of options. I got to go back here. For spacing. So you can tell it how many questions you want to be delivered to your users. I just picked 4 just so you could see a variety of question types. The frequency of delivery, I have it set up to come out every day. Fear not. I will unenroll you all from this tomorrow morning, so you will not get bombarded with preceptor questions for the next month. What happens is if you answer a question wrong, you will get it again in the future. And it asks you, how many days do you want before they repeat it? So if you got a question wrong, I set it up for 3 days. You'll get that question again in 3 days. You then have to answer the question correctly 3 times before you stop getting asked it again. So you could see how this could go on for a very long time if you had really intense content. That's one of the disadvantages with it. You could force it to shut down, but if you're really trying to stay true to it, you could go on for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I think what you get is learner fatigue, and they drop off and their stuff. I'm done with this, I'm done with this. So there's all kinds of other stuff in here, but I wanted to just do like the basic things. I think that's 5 minutes. That's like all I had. So yeah, I'm like racing. I'm just curious, did you see it on your devices? Do you see it? Did people see it? Yeah. Did you get the questions right? No, you didn't get them right? Some, a little bit, yeah. Can you what? Yes, you absolutely can. Yeah, it shows you on, yeah, the question was, can you track people on this? And yes, it shows you the frequency of responses, what scores they got. You can see all of that. Yeah, you absolutely can. One of the things I will tell you about Qstream is it's really easy to set up your Qstream and push it out and get it going. What's less easy is to go back and find all of that stuff. I find that getting the reporting and stuff is all here. It's just not as user-friendly and as intuitive as setting it up and getting going. And I find that when I have to go look at how many people have done it or what the status is, it takes me 10 minutes of poking around going, is that thing? They're a little buried. That's the subscription. Thank you very much. I got this from our very good friends in the Department of Medicine, specifically Alan Leitner, who I said, can I have this? And he said, sure. And the next thing I know, I had access. So ta-da, it was free. F-R-E-E-E. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, within the site, there are dozens and dozens of people already using it. So this is just a sample. I mean, there's... The caveat is that if you do go in there to use it, the accounts are not unique to you. So as Greg was just showing, you can see, not only see everyone else's content, you can actually access it. So be really careful not to edit. Not to worry. Thanks. Thank you.